Okay, I'm just going to do a quickie video here. I was originally going to pre-record one because Monica Games had alerted me ahead of time when they were going to launch this, and then my weekend got super crazy. So I'm just going to do a unscripted quickie recording just to alert the fact that the Kickstarter for the new edition, I guess this would be like the second real edition of the Cypher system, now known as just Cypher, is live. They've already almost met their goal, and it's been up like minutes. Like it hasn't even been up an hour yet. And like, let me refresh here for a second. Yeah, okay. They've almost hit the 100K mark. They're at 87, almost 90K. It's only been up a few minutes. So Monica Games, as normal, knocking it out of the park. Obviously going to fund, considering it's just been up. I'm super excited about it because this is Cypher, but with not only a lot of new advancements, but a lot of things we've been asking for years. Some things being cleaned up because Cypher, if you don't know, it started out as Numenera and kind of went through several incarnations with earlier settings before becoming its own like universal system. And as a result, it kind of had some leftovers, kind of had some bits and bobs from the past that was kind of grandfathered in. And they decided, hey, we want to do a full cleanup of the system, redo a few things, streamline a bunch of parts, organize everything for it being a proper, like actual easy to use game, like standalone game system. I'm super excited for this, to be perfectly honest. There's one or two things I'm still questioning, but we don't know all of the details until it's fully out. But to be perfectly honest, almost everything that they've released, after delving into it and looking at the sneak peeks and stuff like that, I'm very excited for. I think these are almost entirely steps in the right direction. There are one or two things that once we've got some more stuff to try, we'll see how I feel about. But for the most part, I'm really excited. Just to begin here, there's these new covers, which look absolutely dope. I love it. I like the new like logo for Cypher. It feels modern and a mixture of like sci-fi and stuff like that. I really like it. I think it's good. The symbol itself has been cleaned up a little bit, and then all of the font and everything looks pretty good. So I'm super excited for. As I've been sitting here, we've already gotten thousands more and almost to that 100,000 mark for it to fund. Once again, it's been up like minutes. I'm super happy about this. Okay, so I'll try to TLDR this. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically is they explain what the basics of Cypher is. I got to stop calling it the Cypher system, as now it is just called Cypher. You don't say like the D&D system. You just say like D&D. So this is no longer the Cypher system. Now we're just playing Cypher. So it looks like the primary resolution mechanic is pretty much the same. We're looking at a task difficulty from 0 to 10, normally 1 to 10. If it's 0, you don't roll for it. So 1 to 10. And it's the normal thing that they had before. The main changes, as far as I've been able to see, is the way they've added some new things, like a wounds system instead of just pulling from your pools, because a lot of people had a hard time, honestly, doing the resource management for it. I'm still a little torn on that bit, but we'll see once more of it comes out. But there's been a complete restructuring of the book. As far as I know, they've gone through and basically completely redid and cleaned up all of the abilities. So there's going to be a complete overhaul as far as that's concerned. It's basically the whole book. The genre sections have been completely redone to be more comprehensive with their own types and features and everything. They wanted to make it so Cypher originally was devised as a toolkit for a GM to make their own game, basically, is how it works. It's almost like you'd have like Game Maker Studio to make your own game, and then you could play the game. which is cool for those that like to craft it and stuff like that. But they realize that not everybody likes just having a tool set. Some people wanted to have more of an actual game. So they have changed things to have both, basically. You still have all the tools. If you want to craft your own stuff, you can craft your own stuff. But if you just want to sit down and be like, I just want to do a dungeon crawling fantasy game, you just got to go to the right part of the book now, choose the options in that section of the book, and you're off to the races. There you go. You just sit down, you be like, I'm using this section of the book, and you're done. And it's absolutely, it's fantastic. It is going to be way easier to do like those one shots or impromptu games or anything like that. You don't have to worry about having like pre-set up sort of like frames almost in order to figure out what you want to do. You can just sit down and play, which is, I think, one of the biggest complaints that was part of the Cypher system, the original Cypher system, because it was a toolkit, but it wasn't really a pre-built thing in a lot of ways. So a lot of people kind of struggled with that. I think there's so many advancements that are going to be able to be great for new players, that are going to be able to be sort of compatible with people that really want to get into it and not have to tinker. But they didn't take the tools away. For those of us that like to tinker, it's all still there. So I'm happy that okay, I don't want to badmouth other certain companies, but Monte Cook Games has shown how to do a backwards compatibility in a new product the right way, to actually refine things while still allowing you to pull in from your previous products, but still making the new product better. They're just doing it the right way. I'm not going to say which companies haven't been doing it the right way, but let's just say Monte Cook Games, I think it's partly because of how much they've been willing to listen to us. The creators are constantly in like the Discord and stuff like that, chatting with us, you know, saying, hey, here's some peeks, here's some sneak peeks, or getting our feedback. Hey, what do you think about this? And just generally like interacting with the community. How many developers do you see? Like, and I don't just mean like PR people or HR people or anything like that. How many companies do you see where the main designers are actually just sitting down and be like, hey guys, let's chat? Like, I think it's a really good thing. They've definitely had their ear to the ground and they know what we want for the most part. But they're not willing, or they're not afraid, I want to say, of still taking the game in the directions that they want to take and then being like, what do you guys think? But this is the direction we're going. They're not crowdsourcing the design per se, which is always a bad idea. They're just getting feedback, which is the right way to do this. So I'm super, super happy. And here's a point saying like all of your old stuff is not only still worth it, but fully compatible and will work just fine, which is good because they just released a whole bunch of books. That would suck if it wasn't that way, right? But they have said 100% that this stuff will work just fine. There may be a couple of small tweaks that you have to do, like with the new wound system and everything, that like for bad guys and stuff and monsters and everything, you have to tweak a little bit how they deal damage. But they've been saying over and over, it's like a 3-second tweak. Like you can spend the 3 seconds, be like, oh, it does this instead. And then you're done, off to the races. So any small tweaks you have to do to update, quote unquote, to the new system is going to be very minor. The vast majority of what they've done to the system here is about streamlining things, going through with extra edits on things, like I said, redoing all of the abilities and everything just to fall in line. They've sort of changed a little bit how they want to deal with ciphers themselves, where they want to focus less on the manifest and more on the subtle ciphers, which I'm all for. In Voidome, for anyone that got my Voidome stuff, or is getting my Voidome stuff, stupid phone, you will see that I also focus a lot in the subtle ciphers. I like the ability where it's an ability or happenstance or maybe some luck. I like ciphers where it's a change to the game rather than just necessarily a gizmo that you're using or a potion or a scroll or what have you. So yeah. Cypher is 100% AI free. We kind of figured that MCG is not big on the AI, and frankly, they have absolutely amazing artists that they work with. They've been very careful on the AI thing. They've definitely stated that they will never employ AI in any of their products, which is good. I'm for that. In my own products, starting with Voidome, I'm going to have the human-made symbol in all of them because I do not. I'm not going to get into that in this video. That's not what this video is about. But here's the two main books, the character rule book and the GM's guide. And the cool thing is the slipcase, if you get both of them, is big enough for the bestiary. Which, this bestiary, for those of you that bought the bestiary, don't worry, this is basically the same bestiary. All they've done in this one is it's a new cover to update to the old one. It's the exact same thickness. So if you don't want to have to buy the new bestiary, you can put your old bestiary in this slipcover with the other two new books. And then there's like the couple of new tweaks, like changing their damage and stuff like that. Other than that, it's almost like it's pretty much the exact same bestiary, except for a couple of tweaks and a new cover. So if you don't want to buy a new bestiary, like I'm not sure. I probably will because I want my books to match. I'll probably get it all. But if you don't want to get the new bestiary, you don't have to. Your old one will fit in the slipcover with the other two books. They have made sure to measure it for this. They had planned for this because they didn't want anyone to feel like they had wasted their money. The bestiaries still works and is still awesome. Looks like some new like card decks and stuff like that. I like oversized divination cards. That's interesting. Genre zines. I actually haven't read this part yet. In an ideal world, every player would own the core book for every RPG they play. Few GMs find that happens in the real world, though. Am I right, GMs? Sort of speed character generation, give players a taste of what your campaign's like and save your precious books from the grubby hands of your players. We're excerpting key information into 3 inexpensive zine format titles. Fantasy, sci-fi, and games set in the world as we know it. So like modern, basically. Yeah. Simply hand these out and your players. Cool. So they're like little like quick player booklets. Oh my God. I love that. I love that. Okay. Good shit. All right. I don't want to spend forever on this. But I just wanted to go over this and more. Did you know over the years, MCG has published 18 different campaign settings for Cypher? Some have devoted followings, most have some support, blah, blah, blah. We'd love to bring at least a couple out-of-print settings back to life with new editions built from the ground up for the new Cypher. We're looking forward to some exciting stretch goals. I've already had some of the stretch goals teased to me. I'm not going to say what they are because we're not there yet. But let me just say I am vibratingly excited over some of the stretch goals that they have let us know about, and I want us to hit them. We must hit them. I want them now. My body is ready. So, yes, I definitely am excited for this. VTG support is coming for Roll20 and Alchemy. I'm super excited for this as well. Maybe not as much for Roll20, but I would be willing to try it in Alchemy. I'd like it. As many of you that know me know that Foundry is my VTT of choice because I like being like the digital equivalent of a crafting GM. But Foundry has, for business reasons I won't get into, isn't the greatest or nicest or easiest VTT for companies to support or get into. There's a reason you see a lot of volunteer basis stuff. I don't want to touch upon that too much. Let's just say that thankfully we have the god tier person that is Marco doing the Cypher stuff on Foundry for us. I am super happy he is doing that because Foundry is my VTT of choice. But for reasons I can't say as well as won't say, there's a reason that they don't have Foundry in this list right now, which is okay. It's not like you can't play on Foundry. I'm pretty sure Marco's going to keep doing his thing. And even if Marco didn't keep doing his thing, I'm sure that someone else would step up for it. We'll keep her in Foundry. We'll keep plugging on as need be. But I'm excited for Alchemy. Roll20, not as much. I don't really use Roll20 much. But Cypher doesn't really need all the bells and whistles. You really just need a place for a couple of pretty pictures and some character sheets, and you're done. Alchemy will provide that in a absolutely beautiful setting and like setup. So stupid phone. I'm recording. I don't feel like doing edits on this, so this is going raw. But yeah, so we're gonna be getting those some VTT stuff in that. And you're going to get 50% discounts when you apply in the VTT. Cool. And then when you get into our pledge levels where you're just like, how much of the everything do you want? Which you can get the everything. So cool. I like it. There's a retailer only one. That's neat. And then there's some extra add-ons where you can get like the 2 main books, the reprint of the bestiary, Cypher character rule books. For the whole group. So you could buy a 4 stack. You just get the slipcase. Once again, the slipcase has the 2 books in it, but it has the room for the 3rd book, if you so wish. I really love these little zines for character creation. The starter set that came out last year. Special dice. I don't think I have these ones. These ones are new, I think. I have to get that. Cypher on VTT. The Weird. If you don't have a copy of The Weird yet, you should just add it if you've got the money. It is good for not just Cypher, but any RPG. Just pick it up. You'll thank yourself. And then, yeah, it should be sometime in next year, like a year from now, we're going to be seeing the core rulebook come out and then GM guides and Cypher B series shortly after that. And then they're just going into like who makes it and all of that stuff and bits and bobs about the shipping and everything like that. Well, anywho, I am super excited. They've already beat the amount. It's been out for, I think it's been out for less than an hour. Might have been about an hour. So they've been going, they hit it since I've been talking, which means they hit it in under an hour. Possibly even less. I don't remember when it started, but it got very quick, very, very quick. They've already had 585 backers. I think it hasn't even been an hour. When let me see here. Let me scroll up. Let's see here. I saw someone that was like number 2 backer. I think it was Eileen. Backer number 3. Yeah, 1107. Okay, so it's been about an hour. It's been up about an hour. That's pretty good. My gosh. Oh, it just keeps skyrocketing. Okay. Anywho, new edition of Cypher is being launched on Backerkit. Link will be in the thingy below. You're going to want to check it out. It is a game that has already won numerous awards, especially things like Old Gods of Appalachian, the Magnus Archives, and stuff like that. It is, even according to videos like Bob Worldbuilder's videos about like systems that have done well on crowdfunding things, Cypher is, I think it was like number 3 of all-time systems that have done well on crowdfunders. Cypher is always done very well. Its last few crowdfunders easily hitting in the millions. So you're going to want to check it out. It's going to do well. They're going to hit a whole bunch of stretch goals, and we're going to get a whole bunch of awesome little things and bits and bobs. So it's going to be amazing. I can't even say how excited I am. It's going to be so good. But that is it for me for now. I've rambled enough. I wish I had scripted this, but I am way too busy right now. I've got like a billion projects I've got to finish. So I'm going to sort of leave it there for now. if you are interested in what I do, feel free to click on the Ko-fi link below. You can leave a couple of bucks for this Canuck for some brewskis if you want, or even check out my shop. The final version of Voidome is going to be dropping very soon. I'll be dropping the printer-friendly plain text version first, just so you can get the rules and all the goodies and stuff like that as far as like the system is concerned. And then after that is going to be the actual like prettied up layout version and everything. Voidome does use the Cypher system, the previous version of this, but it is a heavily modified version, so it is a standalone game, and it may be receiving a update once the new rules are out with the SRD and like the whatever license they drop for it and stuff like that are concerned. I've already been in talks with MCG about it. So there may be updates for it in the future. Hence, I'm kind of waiting to do the print run for it as a result. But Voidome is nearing completion, or at least the core book is. We've got several other books in the works. The Opposition Codex, full-length adventure, the World Oris guide, the World Guide, basically, and a bunch of other stuff. So going to want to check that out as well, and then whatever else I got in there and stuff. As always, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a good one. May.